Hey everyone, and welcome back. I'm Nicole, and this is Letting It Be So. Whilst technically it's still August and therefore still summer, I am just too excited to get cracking. So this is my initial autumn plans sewing video. I think probably in some of my videos over the last few months, you'll have definitely gotten the idea that like summer sewing isn't really my happy place. I'm not someone who feels super comfortable or confident in like little strappy things and one thing and another, and I just don't do well in the heat either. So like, yeah, I sew summer things out of a like, sometimes it's just too hot and you need something summery, rather than like having like the strong desire to. So yeah, whilst I appreciate nice weather when it's, reasonable temperature, yeah, it's just, autumn is just my happy place. It's tights and boots weather. I'm obviously a knitter as well as a sewer, and so all of my hand knits can come back out. Like, there's nothing better than fresh but blue sky day in autumn, going for a walk in your cozy jacket, tights and boots. Yeah, that's just what makes my heart happy. All right, so yeah, I'm super excited to get cracking on adding more things to my autumn wardrobe. So yeah, obviously this is not, there's a few things in this, so it's not going to be like immediate, but I'm reasonably confident that I can get some of these things done. And some of them I'm going to like do a mixture of patterns that I want to sew and like general items. So some of them I have fabrics that I want to use. Others I know I want to make that item, but I haven't yet got a fabric either in my stash or in mind to purchase. So yeah, it's a little bit of a mixture, but for all of the patterns I'll put a line drawing up whilst I'm talking so that you can see what I'm getting at. I would like to sew some shirts. So I made the Olia shirt by Paper Theory, I think it was a year ago, and I made it in some sort of white and mint green cotton gingham fabric, and I love the pattern. I wish I had done some more top stitching on it, but I really like the pattern. It's a very fun construction. But yeah, the cotton fabric, it has the stiffness of cotton. It's not super drapey, and also the fact that it's like pale gingham makes me think like it feels more spring than autumn. So I definitely want to make another Olia. I also have just recently bought the Bella Loves Patterns Leo shirt, which is kind of, I would call it the sort of classic kind of oversized shirt look, because yeah, invariably, like I probably don't want to wear these, buttoned up to here and one thing or another. So yeah, I want ones that have that oversized look. I think the Bella Love Patterns one is like a slightly drop shoulder as well to kind of help with that aesthetic. Yeah, the sort of things that you would layer over like a top or a long sleeve t-shirt for extra autumnal layering, because yeah, I'm all about the layers in autumn. So in terms of fabrics, I've got 3 checked fabrics. Two have been in my stash for a while and one is new. I have got these are all cotton flannels, I believe. So I've got this one, which I bought at a knitting and stitching show a very long time ago. So it's just like black and bright blue with like there's like a pink, these like crosses are pink. So yeah, I've got that one. Got this one, which has been around a while, but definitely less time than the one I just showed you. So it's this. So it's more of a like, I would say like the background color is like grey / like denim-y blue, and then you've got these like brighter blue stripes running through it, and there's a little bit of, it's not showing up very well on the camera, but there is some like yellowy orange stripes in there as well. This one was from Guthrie and Garney. The one I just showed you is like a brushed cotton, whereas this is just a general cotton flannel. Again, this is a brushed effect one, and it is this one, which is obviously a much smaller scale of check. So it is kind of gingham, and I think that's how it was described on the website. So this is from Lamazi, and it's this like white and like a sort of like a pale blue grey kind of colour. So yeah, I think this one I've got like 1.5 meters. I think the other one and this one I've got 2 meters of each. So yeah, a few different shirts, and kind of with having like white, grey, blue, I feel like they go with a lot of things, because that's, you know, blues and greens and one thing and another is what tends to be in my wardrobe a lot of the time anyway. So I feel like these will be good mix and matching. I think probably as I've made the ollier, I will make it out of, I feel like I want this to be ollier. I think what I might do is the first one I will use as a wearable toile for the Leo shirt, because I've not made it before. And that fabric, like I think it was from Bobbay Store's stand that I got it at the Knitting and Stitching show, so it was pretty affordable, and like I say, it's been around so long that I'm not super precious about it. And then I think I would like this one also to be the Leo, but as this is like new, I kind of want to save this until I've made that pattern once to check out the fit. So yeah, that's thing number one, but multiples of hopefully is some shirts. Item / category, I guess, number 2 is jumpers and cardigans. So if you've been watching my channel for a while, you know that I love making things with knit fabrics. I do like making knit sweatshirts, and over the years I have made umpteen Linden sweatshirts, which is by Grey 9 Studios, and also Megan Nielsen Jarrah sweatshirt. Those are my 2 like go-to sweatshirts that I make all the time. Also, the Jarrah has a few different variations in terms of like the neckline and one thing and another. But yeah, those are my favourites, and they just get a lot of wear in my wardrobe. So you know, eventually I have to replace them, not because of anything terrible, but just because they've been worn to death. So definitely there's a few of those in my future this autumn. So I showed this very recently on a Friday Sews catch up. This is some French terry that I got from the Jenny Stitches sale, and it's got this cute little dinosaurs, the little diplodocus here, and pterodactyls on these sort of mountains. So this is definitely going to be a sweatshirt. I think it's going to be interesting because obviously this is like the width of the fabric, so it is basically stripes. So I'm not 100% sure what I will do in terms of do I need to pattern match? It's going to be interesting because I do only have a meter, and I will probably have to think about which of my like patterns will be better for this, considering it's effectively a stripe, albeit like a really wide unconventional stripe. And I will use like ribbing for the like neckband and one thing and another. So yeah, need to think about how that'll work, but yeah, definitely want to get that sewn up. And then I bought this just recently from Lamazi. It is, whether this will come up on the camera, I'm not sure. So it's one of their sparkle sweatshirtings. So if I hold it up, well, you can see it. So it's like a sort of, I'd call this like a sage kind of aqua green, blue green, and you can see that it's got like lurex in, so you've got this like sparkle effect, which is really pretty. It's also really nice on the inside. You know, there's no fear of getting scratched by any lurex because it's fluffy. You probably can't see, but like a cloud of fluff just flew up when I touched that. This hasn't been pre-washed yet, so yeah, that's going to be super cozy. Again, I will probably use some ribbing. I've got some turquoisey coloured ribbing from another project. I think we'll go with that. So yeah, not decided which of the two patterns. Or obviously I could try another one. Do I have any others? I do have the Tilly and the Buttons Nora, which is kind of in between the two. It's like you can make sort of a t-shirt with it or a sweatshirt. And I also got the Closet Core Mile End one, but I feel like that's quite cropped, and so I'd want to lengthen it. But yeah, a nice sparkly, very for just shades of turquoise and blue green here. But yeah, I'm looking forward to having that as a addition to my sweatshirt rotation. And then I also mentioned cardigans. So again, thinking about layering for autumn, as that is my go-to thing of, I'm typically someone who gets cold quite easily, so I need the layers to at least leave the house wearing, and then if I am miraculously too warm, then I can take things off. But yeah, so I'm quite a fan of having one of those sort of loose cardigans, that you don't really intend or even can like button up, to just throw on over whatever else you've put on that day, to have an extra warming layer. And I downloaded it's a free pattern from Sinclair Patterns, which is the Harper cardigan. I saw Hayley from Always in the Craft Room talking about it on her channel recently, and as it's a free pattern, I thought, why not give it a go? I have picked up some sweat in it from the Mazzy, so it's the I think it's called Snug, the line. They've had it for quite a while now in various different colours, and I think this was described as denim blue. Yeah, it's coming up pretty true on the camera, but yeah, it's just a nice medium sweater knit fabric that it's got good drape because it's viscose in it. Yeah, the sort of thing that would be great for a cardigan like the Harper, which is just doesn't have any fastenings, and you can make a bunch of different lengths. I think the one that I'm opted for is the classic, so it's kind of mid hip height, but there is shorter and longer versions for that pattern as well. So yeah, I'm excited to try that, and if it works out, then probably I will be purchasing some more of this fabric in different colors to make a few. Obviously I've picked the blue one because again, I'm just in my blue green dual tone happy place when it's in autumn, so this will mix and match with a lot of stuff that's already in my wardrobe, which is the goal. So the next sort of category is some longer dresses. So as I said, I'm a tights and boots sort of gal, and I always feel like I don't feel my most comfortable in midi maxi length dresses in the summer, with bare legs, but give me a pair of tights and some ankle boots and a long dress, and I'm happy. And yeah, I'm happy camper. So yeah, that's what I'm going to go for. So pattern wise, I really want to make some Tilly and the Buttons Lyra dresses. I think shirt dresses are, they always have a more autumnal vibe to me, especially when they're in the kind of darker background fabric. I do like a shirt dress for autumn. So I've got a couple of fabrics that I picked up recently, and so yeah, Tilly and the Buttons Lyra dress is one that's on my radar. And also, I think I talked about this last autumn when I did a big video about autumn winter plans, and then didn't get around to it. The ready to sew Jolene dress, there's like an expansion for that, which is a longer dress, which has like a million buttons. I think it's like something stupid, like more than 20. Yeah, those two in that kind of shirt dress longer length category. So I'll show you the two fabrics that I've got in mind. Oh no, there's three. So this is the fabric that I'd originally earmarked for the Jolene dress, and I think that's still the case. So it's this viscose twill from Lamazi in this speckly print. So it's like a black background, and you've got purples and oranges and pinks. And it's a viscose twill. I've got 2.5 meters here. So that's the one I want to make the Jolene out of. And I've made the Jolene as just a shirt / blouse to check the fit. So now I'm like good to go on that front. Then I have this viscose twill from Pan Fabrics. Again, dark black background with these bright florals, which I think is very autumnal. And I think this will be a great Lyra dress. So yeah, I've got 3 meters of that one. And then this other one that I had been eyeing up for ages and eventually picked up in Lamazi's. They were having a discount the other weekend for 20% off. So I picked up 3 meters of this one. It's this, it's described as like neon paisley. And yeah, I'm not generally a paisley print kind of person. It doesn't typically appeal to me, I think. And I think that's usually because when you see it, it tends to be in more like muted colours that are not necessarily colours that I gravitate to. But yeah, this is a black background, and then you've got these purples and this bright pop of like neon-y kind of minty green and some pink there as well. So yeah, got 3 meters there as well. And then yeah, have to see how the Jolene turns out as to whether this ends up being a Lyra or a Jolene. But yeah, a long shirt dress again for this one. I've got a couple of things that are I don't have fabrics for to talk about next. So I have been harping on about making another Pippi Pinafore, which is a pattern by Jennifer Lauren handmade. I have in my wardrobe currently just the one, which is a black corduroy version, and I wear that so much. Like in autumn, it's like as soon as it's been, worn a few times and then gone in the wash, like as soon as it's ready to go, it's on my body again. So I really need to make at least one more, if not two. And I really want a new denim one. Like I have had a denim one, and then, like I say, I wore that one to death as well, and eventually it was past looking, decent for being in the outside human world. So that one had to be retired. So yeah, I definitely need a denim one. I showed it in a Friday Sews the other week. I bought some denim from Jenny Stitches in her sale, and at the time I talked about it, I said I think I wanted to make a denim jacket, but now I'm just like, I think I need to use it for the Pippi. Like that pattern doesn't need stretch, like the corduroy version I've got doesn't have any stretch in. I've shortened that pattern because, again, this is the paradox of summer versus autumn. In the summer I'd be like, absolutely no way can I have anything that short and that much of my legs on show, but yeah, give me a pair of tights and I'm like, yeah, the shorter the better. So yeah, I've shortened the skirt on that a fair amount, and I might even shorten it a little bit more. I might pop the other one on and be like, could it go a little bit higher? Because yeah, I just think that looks, for me there's an optimal length when it comes to like things like that, and I think that's for me because I'm not particularly tall. So like I feel like if things hit on like the wrong length, it makes me look even shorter. Like I have, legs that are like a centimetre tall. So yeah, I might shorten it a bit, but yeah, that denim is currently in the washing machine, which you may or may not be able to hear during this video. But yeah, a denim hippie is definitely, you know, that's the reason it's in the washing machine right now. It's because I think that needs to be one of the next things that I cut out, just so that I have it to be wearing, you know, as much as possible, because I know I will. And the black corduroy one, it needs a little break. It's had obviously its summer off, but yeah, I don't want to throw it back into the deep end. So yeah, at least that one, maybe another one potentially. I do have some of the corduroy fabric that I might use. I do also want to try I've got the pattern for the Sarah Lorna Pinafore, which has a fun like wrap detail for like the bib. So that is also another Pinafore that I want to have a go at. So yeah, Pinafores for layering are always an autumn winner for me personally. And the next thing, again, I don't really have fabric for it currently, or for these items. I feel like there's probably going to be more than one. So you'll have seen me in one of my videos where I was making a bunch of summer t-shirts, and I made the Femino Patterns Iris tee that I was saying, when I finish those, that I love that pattern so much and how it fits and the shape of it, that I really, really need to hack it into a dress. And yeah, I think I want to do that as like an autumn winter version, which means I can get away with, I think, having like a jersey that's like a darker background. And I think, having looked at some of my other patterns I have already, I have the Pauline Alice Aldea dress, which I've made twice as like a occasion dress in sort of more like ponty kind of weight jersey. And I made the one I made last year for a work Christmas party was in like a stretch velvet. And I really like the skirt on that. It's like a panelled skirt, so it's got a nice swish. So I think that is a strong contender for a skirt to hack onto the bottom of that pattern. Obviously it would probably end up needing to be gathered into the waist, I think. Maybe a drawstring, I'm not sure. I'm still percolating how I want it to look in terms of, how I would like to join that and make that t-shirt look as a dress. But that's where I'm at the moment. So yeah, and I see that very much as like a dark autumnal dual toned dress. So yeah, haven't got that fabric yet, because I probably need 2.5 meters of some like cotton jersey for that. So yeah, that's in the brain space, making its way. And the other Forget Me Not pattern that is already a dress is the Clementine dress, which I made last year. I made a top version of it. It's like a princess themed design, and you have the option for having like various different necklines. So there's like a sort of kind of scoop drape neckline, and at least one other one, I think you can mix and match with some of her other patterns, but I'm not sure. But yeah, I made the top again as like a test version, because I think when I bought that pattern, I had my eye very much on the dress, but I wanted to check out the fit. So yeah, that is definitely something. And I feel like, and maybe I'm being influenced by I can see the promotional pictures on her pattern for it, which is in like a plain sort of like plum burgundy jersey, and I think like something along those lines would be really nice, or maybe blue. But yeah, I'm feeling drawn to plain. Obviously you could play around with that pattern because it is princess seams. Potentially you could have like the middle panel in a print and the rest of it in plains, but I think I want to make at least one plain version to start off with, just to get me going. But yeah, I feel like that's very much a a good autumn basic, especially it's got like the fitted sleeves, so it's easy to like put like a cardigan on over the top and one thing and another. And also I think a little bit secret pajamas, because you know, a jersey dress is just that more wiggle room than there is, you know, a woven dress. But yeah, those are the two jersey dresses that I have my eye on at the moment. And then I have one more dress that I am very keen to try out. It's also another Forget-Me-Not pattern. That's a bit of a tongue twister. And it's the Valerie dress, which is a raglan sleeve dress with like elasticated sleeves. I was looking at a few different variations on that kind of pattern. I have a McCall's one, which is like a similar vibe, although it's got buttons down the front, whereas the Valerie doesn't. But I like Forget-Me-Not patterns. I feel like her block fits me pretty well. McCall's always seems to have giantness, no matter what you do, I find, personally, particularly on bodices for me. So I think I'm going to go with the Valerie first. I also think because, you know, I'll obviously pop in the line drawings and you can see, I think because of like the style lines of it, I think it's got like quite a bit of potential for hacking. And after my playing around with the Uzma top pattern, which I shared a video about recently as part of my Friday sews, where I talked about making adjustments, like that is something that I want to try and do a bit more, like to push myself as a sewer. So yeah, I think it's a pattern that I want to, sew as is to judge if it fits right, because I'm pretty sure it's probably got a zip at the back, and I don't often make dresses that have zips at the back. So yeah, I think I want to sew it as the pattern calls for first, and then I will try and maybe do some pattern hacking, which is quite exciting. I have a fabric in mind for like my test version, which is this. So this was from an Amazi, but quite a while ago now. It's like a viscose sateen, so it has got like a very subtle like sheen and these kind of circles, kind of a little bit like the moon, I don't know. But yeah, I think because it's such a big print, I think that'll be fun done as a raglan. And I think it's definitely, with black tights, etc. It's going to look really nice in autumn, winter. So yeah, that is intended for a Valerie dress. All right, that is all I'm going to share for now. I can see quite easily, and that's not to say that I will make everything that I've just talked about, but I think I can see quite easily that I will have some additional autumn plans. I am also going to film a separate video about another thing which I love wearing in autumn, which is mini skirts. But because I have done like some separate fabric shopping for that, and it's like one item that I've got a few fabrics and therefore a few pattern ideas for. I'm making a separate video about that one, but those are very much autumn plans in my book, because again, as I said, summer and bare legs, absolutely not. Give me a pair of tights, I'll be like, how many inches above the knee would you like it? I'm game. So look out for that video coming soon. All right, thank you so much for watching. I would love to hear what everyone else is excited to sew in autumn, just because it brings me so much joy, and I hope that I'm not the only one out there who is more excited about autumn sewing than they are about summer sewing. I watch everyone who is so excited about summer sewing, and I'm like, I'm so happy for you, but I can't relate. So I'm hoping that there are some fellow autumn winter sewing lovers out there who will join me in all of the excitement for this season of sewing. So I'd love to hear what you're planning on sewing. If you have any different ideas for any of the fabrics that I've shared, or any other pattern suggestions for the different like categories of things that I've talked about, that you think I might like, I would also love to hear that. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, everyone. Happy sewing, and I will speak to you all again very soon. Bye bye.